Another fantastic day garage sailing. I did not have Matt with me today, as you saw. So Matt I called him in the morning and he just decided that he didn't want to come. So feel free to go check out Matt's channel or find him on Instagram. It's just Gamer Alley VT and let him know that he should have come out with me. It's more fun with Matt there, to be honest. But he just didn't feel like coming today, and honestly, he missed out because I had a really good day. Kind of a weird day. I went to check the sales. The weather was actually calling for rain late last night and early this morning, so a lot of people canceled their sales. I checked again this morning. A lot of people canceled before they had their sale, and then a lot of people just didn't put out their stuff. The day ended up being beautiful. It ended up by 9:30, 10 o'clock being really sunny and warm. So it turned from a day that I didn't know if I was going to find anything into a day that was really, really good. Some really nice pickups today. So as always, I'm going to go through the kind of little single pickups that I made here. Then I'll get to the bigger stuff. And I usually save the best for last. Right now I get one beer a week. This is another Muskoka Brewery. This is Legendary Oddity. I'm on a diet right now trying to drop some weight, so I have my one beer while I do this Twitch stream. Yeah, so anyways, here we go. Okay, let's start with these were actually the first pickup that I made today. I believe, I'm pretty sure. So I just asked if they had games. I look over on the table and I see Xbox. I just saw the green tops. I didn't realize it was Xbox One until I took a closer look. So 3 Xbox games. We got Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. I'm not sure how that differs from, I'm guessing it's more of like a tactical strategy type game than I guess the typical Dynasty Warriors is more like kind of a hack and slash a little bit with some strategy. Yeah, so pick that up. Rise, Son of Rome, which got a really bad rep, but I actually really enjoyed playing this. Now, if you bought this full price, you've definitely got a beef. I'd be a little bit disappointed too, but it was a great graphical showcase for the Xbox One when it first came out, and it's a pretty enjoyable game. And then I got a sealed copy of NHL 16. So, you know what? I'm actually due for a giveaway, so that might be something that I add in there. I'm about to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. Feel free to follow me on Instagram if you haven't done so. That might be something that I would give away. Sealed, by the way. Sealed copy of NHL 16. I have EA access, so I don't really have much use for that. But these were $5 a piece. I asked what he wanted for. How did I phrase it? What do you want? What are you asking for the games? Is what I said. I usually say, what do you want for the old games if it's anything older than this generation. But he just said $5 each. He actually mentioned that he just gave away all his retro stuff, Super Nintendo, NES, and N64 to his cousin, who collects. He said so. It's good. At least they went to a collector, but I missed out on that. Just 2 GBA finds here. Asked if they had games. The lady said my husband has a Game Boy. Let me go get him. I actually waited there for like 10 minutes. He comes out with a Game Boy Advance and a couple games. I said, what do you want for all of it? It was in pretty good shape. I definitely would have taken it. But he said, these are going for 25 to 30 bucks, so I knew right away I'm not paying that. I don't... At this point, I've got so many GBA. It's just a regular one, not the SP, that I wouldn't even pay... I'd pay maybe 10 bucks for a nice one. But I had a couple games, and to be honest, I should have tried to get them all. One of them was an Army Man game that I didn't think I have, and an NHL game that I don't think I had either. So, but the 2 that I did pick up were Mario Kart Super Circuit and Legend of Zelda. What are they calling this? Link to the Past, 4 Swords Adventure? No, 4 Swords. So I actually had to pay $5 a piece for those. So not a fan. It's a good deal. I'm not gonna say that's not. I gotta watch what I say. People get mad. $5 is a good deal for those 2. $5 each. Went to a sale. Asked if they had games. He mentioned Xbox and PlayStation. I actually get more excited when they say original Xbox. I don't really care to find 360 games anymore. I have pretty much everything I need. And I've got a whole bunch of extras that I picked up last year, so I'm not really picking up 360 stuff. But they had, what is this? UFC Tap Out 2. An Xbox exclusive, and I don't have this in my collection, so definitely needed that one. Got that for $1. Let's go to this. Mario Kart, they had like 3 games. I asked what they wanted on each. They said 5. I said, would you do 3 for this one? They said, yes, no problem. So another Mario Kart Wii. I have a whole bunch of wheels that I need to get rid of, so I'm going to pair it with Mario Kart. Speaking of wheels, I picked up another one. I actually just wanted this box. I don't have this box. Like it's a nice display box, and I just never got it. So it's nice to have. And it came with a wheel inside. These people had a they had a Wii, but they were inside looking at it. It was taking too long, and all their stuff, all the games were in the wrong cases. Some of them were missing. It was dirty as heck, and I just got out of there. I said, would you do this for $1? So I paid $1 for this and the box and the wheel. I'm actually kind of happy to have that. Surprisingly, haven't been able to find that. Okay. I'll save that. Okay, so just on my way home, I've been really actually lucking out with finding stuff. After I garage sale, I just kind of head home, and then if I see any sales on the way, I'll hit them. And I went to a sale. They said they had... I mentioned Nintendo, and she's like, oh yeah, I have... Let me go check here. Thinking that she was going to go get an NES or N64 or something. She came out with a PSP and a DSi. So, black DSi. It's in pretty good shape. It's got a, like, scuff type scratch on the front, on the top, but the screen's got some minor, not that you can see that, but some minor scuffs. Came with the charger, which is nice because they usually don't in my experience. But the DSi is a nice little console. And then I grabbed Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Unfortunately, it's not complete. And it's an old Rogers rental. Not in great shape either, but I just grabbed it. I don't think I actually own that one, so I might try and resurface that and keep it in the collection. So I asked what she wanted, and she said, I don't know, $5. So great. $5 for the DSi and Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Okay, we're pretty much already into the good stuff here, just about. Picked this up at a sale. I guess this is the only non-gaming thing that I got. I got another thing, but I left it upstairs. Got my dad something for Father's Day. This is the projector. It's cheap. I don't think it's going to work very well, but they wanted like $10 for it, and I thought it'd be kind of cool. I kind of want something that I can set up out on the deck. I have some like deck furniture out there. I thought it'd be kind of cool to project a movie on the side of the house or something like that for the kids. So, yeah, I bought it for $10. I've got a feeling that if it does work, it's not going to look very good. The only inputs that it has are composite, so you can't hook up an HDMI source. But, I mean, for some old school games, or I could hook up a PS2 to it and play DVDs or something like that. It was worth a try for $10. It looks like the kind of thing that sold for like $60 originally. But, I don't know. We'll see. It says up to 120-inch screen, which I'm sure would look pretty horrible. Went to a sale. So I started off in a community sale. It turned up being ended up being pretty well. Ended up being pretty good. Sorry, I'm tired, hungry. Ended up being a good place to go. Actually, just down the street from my house, there wasn't a whole lot of competition. Actually, there was no competition until 8:30, 9 o'clock when I saw two guys that I've met before, and then another guy, I can't remember his name, but he's a good guy. So he found a Super Nintendo bundle earlier in the day. Not in that area, but anyways, I was in this big community sale area, and pickings were a little bit slim. You could see the stuff I picked up, the Game Boy games and the Xbox games is really all that I had found at that point. I went to a sale where I think the guy had some really nice GameCube stuff previously. It's just he wanted a little bit more than I was willing to pay, and I asked him about that, and he said he sold them on Kijiji. So I did notice this, though, a PS2 Slim in the box. I actually didn't even really look at it. It felt like it was all in there, so I just said, oh, what do you want for this? And he said, give me 15 bucks, and I said, okay. Actually, it looks really nice and clean. And there's 2 memory cards in there, too, so controllers, cables. PS2 Slim in the box. For 15 bucks. 15 bucks, I'll grab it. That's probably like the max I would pay. It had the box, so I mean, that helps. But I don't buy them unless I can find them for 5 or 10 bucks. Let's see. Okay, so in this neighborhood is a house that I've hit for this is the 3rd year in a row, and I've got video game stuff from it every time. Some pretty good GameCube stuff, and then last year some really good Xbox stuff from what I remember. So it's been really good. Here is the Xbox. I guess he was ready to sell the system, or found the system now. I know I swore I was not going to pick up any more Xboxes, but he mentioned that this one's modded. At first he couldn't find any of the cords, so he just said, give me 5 bucks, and I said, great. I'll take a shot for 5. Went back later. I told him I would come back a little bit later. I did, and he found a controller, remote, another controller. Controllers are in decent shape. And AV cable, and he could not find the power cable, but the Xbox power cable is actually pretty standard. It's a circle I call it. There's a circle square where one side is kind of circle around it and the other side is squared off. The circle is a little harder to find from what I remember than the circle square, but I'm pretty sure I've got 3 or 4 over there, so not a big deal. And then he mentioned, oh, I've got a PS2, and it was sitting on the table, so PS2 Slim, and then he mentioned that this was modded too. I don't know, I don't remember how PS2s are modded, but you can see there's a burn game right in there. I have no desire to play burned PS2 games. You know, finding and burning the ROMs are more hassle than I care to do. If it was on a hard drive, I might like that, but I've got all the PS2 games I need. So there's a third-party memory card. I asked him what he wanted on the PS2, and he said 5 bucks. So for 5 bucks, I'll take a shot. Came with all the cords, no controller. So what, 10 bucks total there. Okay, so on my way home, I stopped in my old neighborhood where I grew up, actually, and a guy that I know, like I said, picked up a Super Nintendo lot, and he said it was in that area, so I wasn't sure if I should stop. I did stop, and I actually found some decent stuff. So they had a Wii outside. It's not in great shape. It's missing one of the doors, but I have extras thanks to AliExpress. They had 25 on it. These 2 games, Phineas and Ferb and Sega Superstars Tennis. So I kind of just ignored that. I asked if they had old stuff. I mentioned GameCube, and then they said yes, we have GameCube. So here's the GameCube. They were not able to find any of the cords, but it came with Sonic Riders, which I don't think I have. And then there's a Madden game in there, so I ended up getting that for. I bought some other stuff, like I said, I bought a little bar sign for my dad for Father's Day. So they were gonna throw that in for free. Then she was like, "Would you do 2 for this at least?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give you 2 bucks." And then I said, "I can offer you 10 for the Wii if you're interested." And she said, "Yeah, go ahead." So I got the Wii with the 2 games for 10 bucks. Came with all the cords here, and then the kid mentioned that he has a controller, and the controller turned out to be a, what is this, a Wii Classic Controller Plus? I think they called that one. I don't see those too often. So I got the Wii and the controller and the games for 10, and the GameCube for 2. So pretty good deal there. that's out of the way. Okay, now we're on to the good stuff. So at first it was kind of slow in that neighborhood sale. Wasn't finding a whole lot. I hit 2 houses that said that they had, one house said they had an NES, the other one said NES and Super Nintendo. Did not want to sell them. I tried my tactic. You know, if you bring it out, this is what I say, if you're willing to bring it out, I can make you an offer, and then, you know, you can decide if you want to sell from there, which usually has a pretty good success rate. If I need to, as like a last-ditch effort, I'll actually add like a monetary number, and I'll say, you know, you're probably looking at anywhere from, I usually say, I think 40 to 100 is what I say. I'll only do that as like a last chance to see if I can get them to bring it out so I can take a look at it. So I had a couple of those. 2 of those I got shot down. I'll get to the sale. One I did not. One it worked. I'll get to that last because that was the best one. But I went to the sale. They had some Xbox 360 stuff out. Asked if they had any video games. I finally got to GameCube after mentioning NES, Super Nintendo, N64. Then I go GameCube. Then I backtrack Sega Genesis, PlayStation. So yes, I have a GameCube, he said. So I waited outside while he grabbed this. Turned out to be a silver GameCube, just like the other one. Looks like it's in really good shape. It's funny, I was turning these down 1 or 2 years ago. If I couldn't find it for $5, I didn't want it, just because I had every color and people just didn't really want them. But now the GameCube's pretty collectible, so silver GameCube. We got all the cables here. Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. I told you, 1 beer. I'm halfway through that beer and I've already got a buzz. Silver controller. I wish I could find a lot of GameCubes with like 4 or 5 controllers just so I can catch up. I need to restock on GameCube controllers. I've got 1 or 2 systems that don't have a controller to pair it with. I've never seen one of these before. This is a wireless Mad Catz controller, but it's like one of those micro controllers, which are actually kind of nice. I picked these up over the last couple weeks. My buddy Matt wanted one, so he got them. But they're really tiny. They're great for kids, so I'll definitely be holding on to this one. It's in good shape. It's just dirty. Really great controllers for small hands. And I've never seen a wireless one. I didn't know that they made a wireless one other than the Wavebird. In nice condition, too. So I'll definitely be keeping that for the boys. It's kind of a surprise little bonus there. Another surprise here is an N64, official N64 Rumble Pack. I think I needed a 4th one. I'd like to have one for each controller, for 4 controllers. So there are batteries in there, but no corrosion so far. I usually like to get those out as soon as possible. And then a stack of games here. We got Prince of Persia, Warrior Within. Oh, cool. I didn't even notice that. Metroid Prime, but this is the version with the bonus disc boni in French. Thank you for putting French on the game. I love that. Metroid Prime Echoes with the bonus demo. I don't have that version. This is like fully complete in mint condition. So I think this will actually be going in my collection. Kind of a variant. Funny story, I had I think it was Metroid Prime / Zelda dual package one. I had that in my collection and I was like, oh, I have Metroid Prime and I have what Zelda game was it? I forget at the time. I don't think it was Twilight Princess. It was a Zelda / Metroid game. And I was like, oh, I have both, so I'll just sell this one. I sold it for like $15, and I think that game goes for like $200, something crazy like that. It's a package that comes with both Metroid Prime and one of the Zelda games. This is kind of cool. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory. This is like a special edition, limited collector's edition for the GameCube. So I don't believe I have any Splinter Cell game on the GameCube, so I'll definitely be keeping that. I've decided I'm gonna kind of passively go for a complete GameCube collection. Kind of nice because we have the original Splinter Cell here. And then Sands of Time, which when this came out, phenomenal game. The Prince of Persia series was really good. Actually, all the games are good. But when this one came out, it was actually a really good game. Nobody thought that, you know, the old Prince of Persia PC game was going to be this cool. And I don't think, to be honest, I don't think I have any of these. I feel like I might have Warrior Within, but I think these are all going in my collection, so that's always a bonus. So all that was 25 bucks. Good deal there. Considering I actually didn't even take my... I kind of purposely try not to look at the games, so when I go through them with you guys, it's more of a surprise. It's more fun that way. That's kind of what I did with my big pickup today. It's going to be exciting going through that box because I really don't know what's in there. Okay, so went to a sale. At that point, I had the GameCube, so I was pretty happy. That kind of got my day rolling. It was kind of quiet until I got that GameCube. I had an Xbox and a PS2, but I really wanted some Nintendo stuff. Anyways, go around the corner. I think it was like 1 or 2 sales later. Ask if they have games. Go through my whole spiel. Get to N64, and he said, "Yeah, I have an N64." As a young kid, young, probably like 13 or so. So it brings out this box. Actually, just noticed another little bonus here. I actually really need one of these. It's official Nintendo controller, like a memory card. I don't even think I own one of these. Looks like it might have been missing the label though. It's unfortunate. That's going right in my collection. I don't think I own one. We've got a Atomic Purple, and then the gray. The sticks are probably, I don't know, 6 or 7s. They're not bad. System here. Haven't even looked through the games. No expansion pack. I've been a little bit unlucky with the expansion packs the last couple N64 pickups. Okay, some decent stuff here. Go through the Snickle Fritz first. NFL Quarterback Club. NHL 99. WWF No Mercy. Cruisin' USA. I think 2nd week in a row finding that. We got Hexen. Hexen actually goes for a little bit, which is surprising. Revolt. That's kind of a nice find. Happy to find that one. And then the best 2, we've got Mario 64 and Pokemon Stadium. So, what do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8 games. N64, 2 controllers. Ended up getting it for 20 bucks, which you should see in the live footage. Don't worry, it sounds like I might be being rough with these, but I do have some experience. People, once in a while, will get a comment like, "Oh, I can't stand how he throws around his games and records." People have been posting lately, "I can't stand how he throws his records around." Trust me, I know what a cartridge can take. If I do this, not a big deal. They'll survive. Yeah, so 20 bucks for that. It was kind of weird. I offered 20 and I pulled it out, did the cash and face technique, which I always suggest you do. Decide what you want to do, pull out the money and hand it to them. Cash and face. You don't stick it right in their face, but just stick it out there. The parents or the mom said, "Yep, that's fine." So she actually, and then the boy started talking. I think they were Indian. I don't think it was. I think he wanted more. So I just quickly kept trying to give it to the mom because she said yes already. Because once they take the money, that's it. The deal's done. So finally she said okay. She took it. So I ended up getting it for 20 bucks. The one other technique I'll mention that I've never used, but I actually saw it on a Game Chasers video. I'm sure people have used it before them, but it's like the... I don't know, what would you call it? Like a suggestive technique where you say, you pass the person the money and you say, "You'll take 20 for it." or yeah, or you'll take 20 for it, and you nod as you do it. I've never tried that myself. I haven't really needed to, but it's interesting to see, you know, putting the money out there. You know, if they just their natural instinct is to take it, really like the transaction's done once they take the money. I mean, technically they can say no, but I mean, psychologically, if you grab money from someone, then the deal's done. But I always thought that was funny. You'll do 20 or you'll do 5 for this, and you nod as you're saying it. Okay, so here is the big score that everyone's been waiting for. I posted it on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, check out the links in the below. Check out the links below if they're there. If not, it's just CJR on all social media. This is a big box. So this was another, I guess I could say, tricky. I've had a lot of big deals the last couple weeks that have taken, honestly, a lot of skill and effort to convince people to, one, bring out, and two, to sell. In this case, I went up to a sale, just a guy and his daughter. Nothing that would have told me that there was going to be video games there. A lot of people might have actually skipped this sale. It was just a table, one little table full of stuff. Asked if they had video games. He said, yeah, we have a NES or no, he said, yeah, we've got them, but we're holding on to them. So then I say, oh, okay, what do you have? I'm always just kind of curious. And he said, we've got Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Then I said, you know, would you be willing to bring it out? I can make you an offer on everything, and then you can kind of go from there, whether or not you want to sell it. He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, oh, you'd probably be looking at between 40 and 60 bucks, depending on what games you have. He's like, oh, let me go check here. So he goes inside, can't find them. The wife comes around the corner at this time. She was on my side, which is always nice. She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, let's get rid of those. It ended up being that the video games were packed up in his garage on like his mezzanine above where the car would go. At this point, somebody might just say, a lot of times you'll get, oh, they're packed away somewhere, I can't find them. So you really have to push. I always say I push, but I'm still friendly. So I say, oh, you know, I'm in no hurry. I'm like, I don't mind. I can help you. So the wife's like, yeah, go look. I'm like, thank God. Thank you, wife. Because he could have easily said, I don't know where they are. Leave your number, which is the kiss of death. So he goes and looks, gets on the ladder. Ended up being like the third box. It was actually a big Tupperware like tub he brought down. I look over and I see NES and Super Nintendo. I'm like, oh, okay, great. So how did this go down? Before he starts pulling things out, and like I said, I like to, if I see, like, I can quickly kind of survey and go, okay, there's this many games, I'm comfortable offering this. So before you can pull everything out, typically if they pull things out and like look at them and go, oh, this is in here, or oh, I've got this, I'd rather just quickly offer it to them. So I quickly said, you know, how about 50 bucks? The wife says, actually, I think they both said great. I know that at least the wife was like, great. So I handed her the money. I just wanted her to take it. But then he like did this weird thing where he went through and looked. He was digging forever. Went through and looked at every game. I thought he was gonna like pull back and go, oh, I don't know if I could sell it for that much, but she already took the money. So I'm trying to, like, I said something like, oh, I don't need the bin, if I can just take the bin, and I was like, I'll just take the bin and I can put it in the car. So hoping that he wouldn't change his mind. But he went through and looked at every game. I did see some of them, but I totally forget what's in here. Obviously, I can see some here, but most of this is going to come to us as a surprise to me. I'm going to pull these out. We've got 2 or 3 controllers, power adapter for the NES, one of those third-party turbo controllers. I think I found a couple of these last week. I might try and clean those up. We've got a Game Boy battery, which another one I found last week. We've got a Game Boy with Super Mario Land inside. Game Boys are really, really hit and miss. The batteries in this expired in 2012. Let's see if this turns on. Oh, wow, it does. Oh, we might have a good one here. Wouldn't that be funny? No, it's trash. So one of my goals is to learn how to fix these Game Boys, because every time I find one, it's got the vertical lines missing. I'm not sure how well that's showing up on camera, but I think it's a pretty easy fix. I just ordered a soldering gun from AliExpress because I want to do a GBA backlight mod. But every time I find these, this is what it looks like, unfortunately. I found somebody today was selling one with no battery cover. It had Super Mario Land 2 in it, and they wanted $10, and they're like, I'm not paying that. I can almost guarantee that it doesn't work. So yeah, but if I can learn how to fix it, from what I remember, you just heat up like a ribbon cable that's attached to the screen, and it should like reinitialize the contacts. I don't think it's too hard, but I mean, I've never even soldered anything in my life. So we'll start. Okay, so we got that. Super Mario Land. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this down, I think. I'll start by saying I think this might be the best deal of the year. There was that box Super Nintendo bundle, and then last week there was a NES and N64 score. But I think there's quite a few games in here, and it looks like they're pretty good titles. So I don't know how I should do this. I'm actually going to put this aside. That's some boxes and manuals. And try and go through the... Okay, that's great. So first one I pulled out is Super C. I actually got this last week. I wish it was Contra Force, because that's the one I need. Actually, I need Contra, surprisingly. I thought it was in my collection. I think I sold it off because I thought I had it. But I don't, so... Okay, Super C. We've got a Super Game Boy. That's actually really nice to find. Surprisingly, I don't see these very often. For the Super Nintendo, we've got F-Zero. We've got Donkey Kong Country. Royal Rumble. Wow. Super Metroid. Really happy to find that one. Jurassic Park. This breaks my heart. Donkey Kong Country box. It's been crushed. I'll flatten that out. Other than that, it's in good shape. If I can flatten this out, hopefully I can salvage that. I have a feeling I have that one, though. That's unfortunate. Really happy to see this. I think I picked this up a few weeks ago. I don't know if it's in here yet, but Micro Machines box. Really happy to find that one. I don't believe I own that. We've got Mario... Oh, wow. Mario Bros. Not the Duck Hunt version. Roger Rabbit. There's quite a few games in here. NBA Jam for the Super Nintendo. This is the box manual. I wish I could see my Super games. I don't believe I own this. Really, that's a nice find. Surprisingly tough to find NBA Jam games. Let's get these out of the way. These are... Oh, this is actually useful. Mad Catz PC controller. That's a nice find. This can be used on Steam. It's basically the Xbox 360 configuration. It's wired, so that's actually a really nice find there. I've never seen this before. This is a Super Smart Pad controller, and it's for the Super Nintendo. I don't own that. I don't know. Maybe this is something that Re-Res... Nah, it's probably not cool enough. It's nothing special, I don't think. Re-Res. Check out Re-Res on YouTube. R-E-R-E-Z. He does a lot of reviews on obscure controllers. We got Super Mario 2. I actually don't see that too often either. Quick intermission. We're nowhere near done here. This is a lot of games. Snoopy's Silly Sports Spectacular. I always call it Snoopy's Stupid Sports. This is one of Matt's favorite games. We've got NBA Jam. Nice one here. Maximum Carnage. Superman Venom Maximum Carnage. I think that might be a label upgrade for me. Oh, wait a minute. Do I not have that? I don't think I have that. I'm looking at my SNES collection, and I see one red cart, which is Doom. I don't own that. I think I own it on the Genesis. That's awesome. Ooh, wow, nice one here. Kirby's Dream Course. I don't believe I own that either. We've got The Death and Return of Superman. Good games. Earthbound. Star Fox. Chrono Trigger. Clue. Clue. Underrated movie. Go watch the movie Clue. Oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. The guy who was in Rocky Horror Picture, he died somewhat recently. I can't remember. Clue. Surprisingly good movie. Try not to look. Look away. We got Captain Skyhawk. I love finding the NES sleeves. I'm probably, I don't know, 60 away from having one on every game I have. Blaster Master with a Games Exchange sticker on there. Games Exchange is a local game store, obviously. Micro Machines cartridge. We've got 8 Eyes. Oh yeah, okay. Contra. Actually, I think I knew that was there because the box is over there. But I think I thought it was Super C. So Contra's finally back in my collection, thank God. The Simpsons Bartman meets Radioactive Man. I don't believe I have that either. So if I can gain 4 or 5 NES games, that's amazing. Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2. So many games in here. Ultimate Basketball. And last one, be something good. That's pretty good. A Boy and His Blob. Not one that I see too often. Okay, we got a couple Game Boy games. Tetris. And they all have their cases, that's cool. Nice one here, Metroid 2. Metroid 2. More Games Exchange labels. Oh, okay. Quarth. Don't have that. And interesting, Super Mario Land 2. 6 golden coins. So I passed that one up at that sale where they wanted $10 and I ended up getting it again. So nice little stack of Game Boy games. We've got the NES, which we are going to check for a bonus game. Let's see. Drum roll. And we do have a bonus game. Super Mario 3. Not a bad bonus game. And then we've got a Game Genie. This is my second week in a row finding a Game Genie. I have no idea what these go for these days. So that is what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 NES games. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 Super Nintendo games. Well, 13. And 6 Game Boy games so far. Okay, so he brings out all that. I gave them $50. The Super Nintendo wasn't in there, so I didn't think he had it. But then he starts going, oh, I just want to, I wonder where that Super Nintendo is. And he's like, oh, let me check inside one more time. Goes inside, found the Super Nintendo. And inside the Super Nintendo was a copy of Yoshi's Island. So before he found it, I said, you know, if you can find it, I can give you like another $20. So gave him $20. Looks to be in pretty good shape. It's obviously got some yellowing. It's got the port in the back's not broken off. 2 controllers, which is always a bonus. No AV cord, but I've got extras. That's no problem. $20 for that, and Yoshi's Island. I was looking for Yoshi's Island for years. The first 3 or 4 years I was garage selling, I was looking for this one. I just couldn't find it, and then I find it probably 2 or 3 a year now. So really nice find there. If you consider that, even for $20 is a great deal. $70 for everything. I don't know. I think it's close. I think that might be the best pickup of the year. I mean, in that first Super Nintendo bundle, there was Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Turtles in Time, and a boxed super. But there's more games here. I don't know. It's close. So it's definitely one of my best pickups of the year. So, oh, I forgot about this. There's more games. We got Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout. I hope that doesn't fall over. Secret Scroll Flying Dragon. Not sure if I have that. They're all in pretty nice shape too. I think that's it for games. Just some boxes. So the first one I noticed here, which is kind of cool, is Quarth. I have no idea what this is, but this is like a mint box. We got Quarth. This is a... This looks like Super... No, this is NES. That's official Nintendo. And this is the one that opened... Okay, this is a cartridge, an NES cleaning kit. And this is the one that opens up. Oh, that's awesome. This is the official Nintendo one. I actually don't have one of these. I have those big, crazy pink ones. And I use them all the time, so I'm surprisingly happy to get this. That's nice. Okay, we got that. We got the guide for the Game Genie. This is the second week in a row I've picked this up. I didn't have one in my collection. Now I have two. We've got the... Oh, wow. This is mint. This is the box and manual for sure. Is that another game? Oh, there's another case. That's always nice to have. Should take that out. This is a mint box. Box, manual, plastic, case for Super Mario Land, the 6 golden coins. Super Mario Land 2. A whole book full of manual, or bag full of manuals. Pretty much a manual for every NES game, I'm guessing. And the Game Boy games. That's awesome. Mortal Kombat. So this is a time, like, that's a big bag full of manuals. That's awesome. It's got to be every super game that's in there that's got a manual. It just makes you wonder, like, where are the boxes? That's too bad. That's really too bad. All of them are here. Wow. Kirby. Could you imagine if I saw like a Chrono Trigger in there and the game just didn't happen to be there? So huge bag of manuals. A couple more boxes. Nice one here. Really nice shape too. The box and manual and the styrofoam's in there for Super C, which I need as far as I know. We got a box with it's a little bit damaged for Super Mario 3, but in pretty good shape. We got the box, styrofoam, and then the manuals in the bag for Contra. So I have a complete Contra and Contra, I always want to say Contra 4, Super C. Contra box, Bugs Bunny Birthday Blowout, another one of Matt's favorite games. Mint box for the Secret Scroll Flying Dragon. Really nice boxes here. Wow, 8 eyes. This is one of my favorite box arts I've ever seen. This is my first time seeing it. Bart Simpson meets Radioactive Man. That's a cool box. I don't think I have like any of these. And then Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors with the manual and styrofoam. All in nice condition. I think that's got to be the best pickup of the year. That's one hell of a deal for 70 bucks. I'm just trying to think. Anything else? I think that's it. That's it for this week's pickups. Do me a favor, if you came over here from YouTube, feel free to follow me on Twitch. Yeah, I'm live on Twitch every Saturday at 1 p.m. going through my finds live, literally about an hour after I found them. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Go check out Matt's channel. Let him know that he should be coming out with me every week. I'll leave a link in the description below. Gamer Alley VT, you can find him pretty much anywhere. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and till the next episode.